Hi everybody, it's Mike. Welcome back to my video series, first that I've done in quite some time. Thank you for joining. The occasion is that today marks the beginning of Wellbeing Week in Law. Now, what is that? It's pretty much, as you're about to hear, exactly what the title says. So Wellbeing Week in Law is a week where the organizers have asked people like me to raise awareness about, promote, provide resources on well-being and wellness in law. So that's the week. A couple different things. Number one, let's look at the title briefly. Well-being Week in Law. It is not Lawyer Well-being Week or Well-being for Lawyers Week. It's in law. So yes, it covers lawyers. But lawyers, you have to remember, it covers in law. So your staff, all legal professionals, judges, law students, we're all in this together, and we all need to work together on our collective well-being and wellness. How are we doing that this week? The organizers have assigned a different theme to each day. Each theme in turn is an aspect of or component of our overall well-being. Today's theme is physical well-being, where the catchphrase or the motto or the slogan that the organizers came up with is stay strong. Now, I get a little reluctant or leery talking about physical well-being in the context of well-being in the profession or well-being in law, because, and this is a true story, a couple of years ago when we were debating whether to amend Rule 1.1 of the Rules of Professional Conduct to make it clear that competence includes looking after your well-being, someone actually said to me out loud, well, Mike, not everybody should have to run an 8-minute mile, because the person knew that I was a runner, and I often use running as a prop in my blog posts or to share stories at CLEs. I'm not asking you to run an 8-minute mile. I'm not asking you to do anything other than take a look at some of the resources that the organizers have provided. And more importantly, take a look at what they're talking about when they talk about physical well-being. They are not talking about 8-minute miles. They're not talking about endurance events. Here's what they're talking about, and I'm reading right from the website. They want those in the law to strive for regular activity. Can we get a little bit more activity into our daily lives? Can we eat a little bit better? Can we sleep a little bit more or better? Can we limit, reduce the amount of addictive substances that we put into our bodies? Those are the things that the organizers are talking about, and those are the things that I invite you to take some time looking at today and this week, and then hopefully beyond, because wellness is not a week. Well-being is not a day. I have to make it part of your life, make it a habit. And the materials are great. Here are some of the things that are not 8-minute miles that the organizers suggest. And they include for you to look at how to actually do them. Could you do desk yoga once or twice a week for 5 or 10 minutes at work or wherever you're working these days? Could you do some breathing exercises? I tried them, they take about a minute, once or twice a week. Breathing exercises that help reduce stress, calm stress, reduce anxiety. That's what we're talking about with physical well-being, ways to reduce anxiety, calm stress, which, as we know, left unaddressed lead to burnout and depression, which isn't good for either our individual wellness and well-being or for the professions as a whole when people are getting burned out due to these things. Could you stand up for 2 or 3 phone calls a day? Could you stand up to watch this? It's going to take about 3 more minutes. Could you find time to go for a walk once or twice a week, 10 minutes at a time? Could you, and this is a big one, to help with sleep and our physical well-being, physical benefits that come from good sleep, could you turn off your device when you get into bed, or not bring it with you, so that in those few minutes, whatever it happens to be between when you get into bed and when you fall asleep, you're not looking at a screen. Can you do something in the morning before you look at your device? These are all little things that if we could incorporate more of them into our lives, it would become habit, and it would be a habit that would help to improve our physical well-being. So that's what I'd like you to look at this week. Don't forget the most important part of your physical body to exercise: your brain. It's often neglected when we think about exercise. Got to exercise our brains. There are some tips in the material on ways to exercise your brain to keep it physically healthy. It could be chess, it could be crossword puzzles. I saw today the VBA, great new website, by the way, on their CLE event calendar, 2 different mindfulness seminars this month, one tomorrow, one on a Tuesday later in the month. Mindfulness is exercising the brain. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about physical well-being. Take a look at the materials. I'd love it if everybody could just figure out little steps they could take to either get a little more regular activity, eat a little bit better, sleep a little bit better. Those are all little things that they will add up and help us to be healthier overall in the end. And that's what we need more of. I'm not going to do a video for each day this week. What I'm doing instead, the reason I did a video today, well, I'll tell you what I'm doing instead first. So for the rest of the days, I'm going to have a Zoom call at noon where anybody who wants to join is free. There's no lecture. It's just, I'll throw out the topic. I think one day is emotional well-being. One day is the importance of having social connections and how that can help your well-being. And I'll throw out the topic, and then we can share ideas and strategies on how you can work those things into or improve your own emotional well-being or improve social connections and the importance thereof. And we'll just share ideas. If you'd like an invite to those, send me an email and I'll send you the link. I did not do that today because I did not want Physical Well-Being Day, Stay Strong Day, to be one where we intentionally decide to sit down and have a Zoom call at lunch. So that's why I'm filming this instead. But anyway, thanks for listening. The materials are in there. Again, they're great. Check them out. And if you want an invite to the rest of the week, let me know and I will send you the links. Thank you and have a great night.